Good morning, folks, from the biggest lunatic asylum in the world called Ireland. I woke up this morning and I was just thinking a few thoughts, putting them all together. I have another video on there, you probably have read it, where a taxi driver told me about a girl he dropped off. There was 8 Brazilians living in a tiny two-bedroom terraced house and paying cash of 600 euros a month to a landlord, cash only, mind. And she was giving out about the state of the place. It was in bits. He did nothing with it, etc., etc. So this is the future for workers coming in from abroad. The Brazilians are here and they work hard and they're trying to make a living. So their only mode of existence is to live all on top of each other in a tiny, tiny bedroom house if they can get one. Now, I heard another story. I told you there's another video there on the Irish Times. They went out to interview a young lady from the Middle East, I think, and she had a harrowing story of having escaped from terrible trauma and was desperate to get asylum. And then she mentioned she had to leave her 7 children behind her. So they didn't go into it any further. So I presume the 7 children, if she does get papers to remain. I presume the 7 children she'll want desperately to get the 7 children over as quickly as possible to join her. Now, Africans and Middle East people tend to have larger families, so most of the people, if people have arrived here on their own, no doubt, as somebody said to me recently, they will have 5 or 6 dependents in their country which they'll want to bring and reunite with as soon as possible. So if you multiply the number of asylum seekers coming in here every week, and if even half of them get permission to remain, and those half have families of 4 or 5 children and their mother and father, whatever, and they want to try and bring them over to Ireland, I don't think that is going to happen because at the rate the boys, Roderick and Leo, are building houses at the moment, are building cubicles, shall I say, and looking for castles and warehouses for single occupancy, I think there will be a long, long time before the boys will have built enough social welfare houses to accommodate a multiple of 5 or 6 of the number of single arrivals coming here every week, and more are coming every week. Now, if any idiot put his figures, I'm not an accountant or anything, but if any fool, we pay people in Dáil Éireann, and the whole media are now gung-ho against the people who oppose the arrivals. So I say let them come. Let them come as many as they want, because this will stop of its own volition. Because if that mother has left 7 children behind and has nowhere to bring them to, she will go back to her country eventually, even if she's got permission to stay here. And the same can be said for a lot of the other guys who are married with children and that. Not maybe the single young men. No, they'll want to hang on here. Nothing can be worse than the poverty, maybe, or the whatever civil wars they are involved in their own countries. So yeah, I think it's going to kind of dry up of its own accord, this business, and we don't need major protests, fortunately, to try and bring it all to a stop. Good luck, folks. Have a nice day.